Namaste, I'm Dhruvika, design team member at Craft Angles. Today I have three cards using one stamp, which is the Hello Lovely stamp set. So the first card, I am making an infinity shaker card, for which I am taking two cards, a cardstock, measuring of the panel 4 by 5 in white and 4.25 by 5.5 inches in black. So first of all, I'm going to stamp all my lotuses onto the white cardstock. I'm preparing the whole cardstock using the anti-static powder and then stamping using the clear Versamark water ink. So now after I do that, I'm going to heat emboss and heat set it using the gold embossing powder. So now this is how it looks after I've heat set it. Now it is time for some ink blending. For the initial ink blending, I'm starting with the mustard seed distress ink, and going further it is going to be wild honey, dried marigold, carved pumpkin, fire brick, aged mahogany and walnut stain. So I'm starting with the lightest and the brightest yellow and moving ahead forward with the darker shades. So this is how my panel looks, and I'm just prepping up more and ink blending more. Now with the soft cloth, I'm rubbing over the embossed part of the flowers so that the colors come off the embossing. Now since it was now it is all done, and I'm now mounting it onto the black panel. For the sentiments, I'm going to die cut the sentiments called Happy Diwali, which is in English script, and die cutting it thrice and stack it using the liquid glue. To make it a shaker card, I'm going to use the Craft Angles transparency and just cut a little extra so that the pouch can be made using the transparency. So here, since the panel measures 4 by 5, I am cutting it in by 5 by 6, and now just folding it from the corners, and then I shall be securing it using the double-sided tape. So what I'm doing here is I'm securing the three sides, and on the fourth side I'm keeping it open so that I can put in the sequence. For this sequence, I'm going to use the Craft Angle sequence and the shaker mix, and I'm just going to add random things so that it looks beautiful while it gets shaken. So this is how it looks, and in the end I'm just going to put the sentiments. See how beautifully the shaker mix is moving around. So this is our sentiment, Happy Deepavali, and this is how we finish our card. For my next card, I'm using the same stamp set, and it is going to be the mixed media card. And for this, I'm using the three stencils, which are the damask, flower cluster, and the Indian motif, and the craft cardstock for the base. I'm using the poolside liquid watercolor and gold dust and clear gloss texture paste. So for this, first of all, I'm going to stamp the flowers using the black onyx Versa fine ink, and then I'm going to color it using the pool sides. Once it is done, I will be fussy cutting it. For any stamping which doesn't happen come well, I'm going to use the Copic multi-liner waterproof pen. Till the time the watercolor panels are getting dried up, I'm going to prep this card base. So for this I'm using the damask stencil, and I'll be running through some clear gloss paste through it, and you will see how beautiful and intricate it looks. This is the panel. Now I'll be taking the Indian motif stencil and running through the gold dust texture paste. So this is how it is here, and then I'm going to use the flower cluster stencil, which I'll be putting up in an angle both in the top and in the bottom, and I'll be mixing both the texture paste so that it gives a beautiful glimmery look and also has a gloss over it. So while it is done, after that I'm also going to add some ink blending using the mustard seed, so that will give a little pop up to my card, and especially the flowers when I put it there. So then I arrange my flowers and adhere it using the 3D foam tape, and then splatter with some white gold. For my last card, I'm going to use the same stamp set, the texture paste in gold, the round lace, and the dual texture white cardstock. So I'm taking this panel, and now I'll be stenciling the round lace in half in the extreme left corner, and I'm securing it with the washi tape. So once it is done, I'm going to run through the texture paste in gold dust, which is a beautiful, very festive color and a look. So I'll put it across there. So it is done. I'll keep it aside to let it dry. In the meantime, I'm taking the watercolor panel and going to stamp my flowers using the VersaFine Onyx black ink, a waterproof ink which can be bought from the Craft Angles website. And now I'll be stamping it and coloring it in the very traditional colors of pink, red, and the green. So here my flowers are ready, all colored, fussy cut, and now I'm going to place these. So I think I'll be using it as a left panel like this, so that it has a beautiful boundary and a backup. So I'm going to use the 3D foam tape very generously and paste it all over. And for the sentiments, I'm going to die cut Shubh Deepavali from the same Craft Angle steel die set, wherein you also get a Satvik and the feet of Lakshmi ji and Happy Diwali and Shubh Deepavali in English and Hindi script respectively. So this is how my card looks, and now I'm going to mount it over the black cardstock, which measures 4¼ and 5½ inches. I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to subscribe and